you're going to affirm or deny some things about Southern women that many people have wondered about for a long time.
Oh,
all right?
I'm ready.
All right, so here you go.
Feel good
First question. The genetic makeup of Southern women makes it impossible for them to turn down an offer of peach cobbler.
A lot of people will dump a cake mix on top of canned peaches and call that cobbler, and that is an affront to God and man. That's called a dump cake.
Aberration.
What is that called?
Dump cake.
No, this is not. Yeah, that's
that's where the dump cake ends up. But
that's where everything ends up. That's where the cobbler ends up too. Fifth question: blindfolded people with allergies. Blindfolded people with allergies can detect tissue brands by sniffing the box.
Affirmed, but it's no fun at parties because you get all set up. You get the blindfold on, and you do it, you sniff it, and then you give the right, and nobody's impressed.
That's why I asked the question. All right, last question.
Yes.
Last question, Daren, and this is really the one that everybody is asking. People with allergies crave human flesh during a full moon. Affirm or deny?
Deny. People with allergies crave antihistamine during a full moon. We are actually allergic to moonbeams.
It's the Thanksgiving Aftermath show where we look through all of the debris left over from Thanksgiving.
No longer have to be thankful.
What was the Thanksgiving ritual like in your households this year? Was it different realm?
Well, I've always been kind of anti-Thanksgiving because you know how people say New Year's Eve is like amateur hour for people who drink, for people drinking. It's all everyone who doesn't know how to drink drinks, and that's how I feel about Thanksgiving. People who don't know how to eat try to gorge themselves on Thanksgiving, and it's just they come up and they're like, "Oh, it's gonna be so. I'm gonna have 2 plates. It's gonna be amazing."
Right.
And I'm like, "Well, what do you do after breakfast?"
All right, this is the man who wants to set the world record for. Can you guess? Body modification. Yeah. Well, this is actually an older picture.
You're right.
He looks.
This isn't up to date.
Yeah, he doesn't. He looks better here than in more recent years. He's younger.
What are the other? When you say modifications, that makes it sound like he has like a laptop installed somewhere.
Right, it is. Dakota loves how the glasses complete the look. You do wonder why he wouldn't, while he's having all of those modifications, you'd think maybe LASIK surgery would be one of the things that he might consider. Well, you left out a little detail that I wanted to correct you on, and it's this, Daren Streblow. I asked you to come on this show, and you said, I can't come on your show because I've been turning down a lot of other people. Other people have been asking me to come on their show, and it wouldn't be right, is what you said. There was a moral dilemma for you.
How bad?
Because if I come on... Yeah.
I've said no to everybody. Is what I'm going to do John's show.
Right.
I just, and then 2 weeks ago, we were on a show together, and then you confronted me on that show.
Right. Because
it was very uncomfortable.
I didn't know you were going to be on it. I didn't know you were going to be on it either, or I would have made some arrangements. You do not need to say grace before eating Thanksgiving leftovers. Affirm or deny?
In the South, you gotta say grace.
Even when you're eating the leftovers?
God'll choke you. If you eat unblessed food, you'll choke.
Well, the reason I ask is because Thanksgiving food, it's leftovers, and so you say.
You've already blessed it.
Right. You say the mega prayer of all prayers. Double blessed is right. Affirm. It was all blessed when we prayed on Thanksgiving, and it was sitting at the table. We held hands around it, so it can never be unblessed.
Can be unblessed. The refrigerator takes away the blessing.
You guys have church recipe books? Y'all know about those churches? I mean, historically it's a thing, but I don't know if anybody does it anymore, to rally around and get all the recipes from the people that are good cooks. But Southern church women will submit their recipe, but they will leave out one key ingredient.
Why?
So that yours will never taste as good as theirs.
You're kidding.
No. It's very competitive. It's very competitive. Like, say for instance, the secret to your chicken salad is a quarter teaspoon of sage. Let's say that's the secret. So they'll give all the other 12 ingredients and withhold the one thing that makes theirs taste spectacular.
From their sisters in Christ. I was having a conversation with Daren a couple of years ago, and I don't remember exactly what we were talking about, but he starts the sentence to me with, well, you Southerners do blah, blah, blah. And I said, what did you call me? And he didn't even know that he'd said it. And he said, you called me a Southerner. And he said, well, that's what you are, because he lives in Minnesota. And I had just I'd never had anybody have the audacity to call me a Southerner before.
What is wrong with Southern women, John? Why were you insulted?
No, we weren't insulting Southern women.
You said somebody had the audacity to call me a Southerner.
I did say that. Department of Public Health and Safety said that they have added a new level, and that's the purple level of extreme risk. The levels, green, blue, yellow, orange, red, and purple, don't really mean anything. We're at purple level now. It's like, oh my gosh, purple. So is that worse than red, or is that? See, I've got a way better status style, and it uses meat. So you've got like bacon level, and then steak is a little worse. But there's so many. Then this one, can you figure out what this is?
Oh, it's
James Bond. Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
George
It's people who
Lazenby.
play James Bond.
Okay.
Right, and we're at Lazenby level at purple. George Lazenby. She's going to mute your microphone, and you are going to attempt to lip sync that phrase so that I can say it.
Okay. This is.
You get a
You have
thing.
an eye hole in there. Turn that around.
Yeah, but my eye's not in it.
Okay.
Okay.
Is this the phrase, producer?
Oh, well, that didn't work, right? Well, that's too bad. Oh, that's itsy moose. That's a teensy moose. It's the Thanksgiving Aftermath show where we look through all of the debris left over from Thanksgiving.
No longer have to be thankful.
What was the Thanksgiving ritual like in your households this year? Was it different?
We did a little extra. I'll take you through the steps. We usually go to my sister-in-law's house. We went and saw, and they have like, I'm not trying to say anything bad, but they have some food sensitivities, so they don't cook all the normal things that you usually would get, like gluten-free rolls, and then there was like a dairy-free mac and cheese kind of thing going on. They had good ham. The ham was great. So we got home, and Saturday...
Was it pollen-free ham? You got the pollen-free ham this time?
Pollen-free. Okay, so here's an inside thing. So can you name the band members of Casting Crowns? And I'll tell you the story after.
This was not my idea, Anita.
Oh
this
my
was something
God.
completely...
If you can't, that's more on me than it is on you.
Okay, I can name your wife because she killed water from the well.
Oh,
Is
yeah,
it-
yeah.
Is the name of the soup?
Actually, it's called The Well.
Oh well, whatever.
It's a
Sorry.
song. You have named, at least 3 more people than I've ever been able to get out of anybody that I've interviewed at our concerts. Hey, do you know the names
Name
of
them.
the people
Yeah.
who Casting Crowns? Are like, I'm sorry, I'm
No.
sorry.
All right, can you tell me what that is?
It's a Bansky. Oh, there we go. See, Bansky.
Thanks.
Banksy. Sorry, I said it wrong. His ball fell
Throwing
over
children over a fence. That's exactly right, Jeff. The headline is School Asks Parents to Stop Throwing Late Students Over Closed Gate. This is in France, an elementary school in France.
My arm is broken. My father threw me over the fence. He was late to his job at the cigarette factory.
Sucker bleu.
Yeah, tuck and roll. Tuck and roll, son.
Tuck and roll, sucker bleu. I am not going to wait for the fence to open.
I love that. Tuck and
I
roll,
will.
son.
I will hurl you over the fence. So everybody was here at our house, and we made turkey and ham, and I filled the salt and pepper shakers. That was my
Done.
Well, everybody was going to come in here, and so I wanted to make sure that there was plenty of salt and pepper.
Yeah. Was the salt and pepper separated, or did you kind of just have two shakers with random material? Like, did you mix them together?
Like
No, I don't.
sand color, you take the
like-
toothpick in with the pictures.
However this goes in. I did it.
No,
Done.
no, I actually am competent enough to be able to fill the salt and pepper shakers and keep it from mixing together.
Okay.
I have the skills to do that.
I have the same feeling when it's Irish Springs.
Yes.
And then the German accent comes out. Cleaned as a whistle. So we're doing the Irish German.
Sure.
Remember those Irish Spring commercials where the
I
guy
don't-
would
All I remember is them cutting it.
Yeah,
It's
just like
he would cut that bar of soap as if he would like go, look, it's got this green scent thing, and then he would cut it, and it's like, look, there's more in there. And there was
I'm not lying to you. It goes all the way through. How many times do I have to whistle the soap to prove it to you?
we just thought it was a thick candy shell for a while.
Yeah. Other soaps, they got gum in the middle. Ours has soap.
All right, so coming up to the screen is our field agent.
Here's something that just buckles my britches. You ever notice John Wayne calls people pilgrim when they're not really pilgrims? Why is that? And here's another thing about the Mayflower. Why is it called the Mayflower? What about all the other months and their flowers? Why isn't there a chrysanthemum that the pilgrims came over? Why is that? Anyway, you know what else really chafes my chaps? Why is it called the Wild West? If you ever look, it's just people sitting around in saloons just playing cards and drinking all day. That's not wild. That's just called quarantine.
All right, the next one is an audio clip.
All right. Ready.
All right, here we go.
Oh, that's the Wilhelm Scream.
And it's from the Charge of Feather River. There we go. Go ahead and hit that. Play that. This was the.
You did it again.
I have that exact same scream when I step on a Lego.
Wait a second. Did they all do the same scream?
They did. Now, that scream appears in over 400 movies. Now that you know about the Wilhelm Scream, you cannot not hear it.
Yeah.